Watchtower Study. February 9th to 15th, 2026. Questions and answers. Question 1 to 2. What challenge do Job's three companions and Elihu face? Answer. Job's three companions and Elihu face the challenge of knowing what to say and how to say it in order to truly comfort and help Job during his intense suffering. Additional comment. Because Job's losses are overwhelming and deeply personal, their words could either bring relief or worsen his pain. Their response would show whether they had true compassion and discernment, not just good intentions. Question 3. What will we now focus on? Answer. We will focus on learning from the bad examples of Job's three companions and the good example of Elihu, especially in relation to giving counsel. Additional comment. By contrasting their approaches, we can see how counsel can either harm or help. The account shows that not all advice recorded in the Bible is approved by Jehovah, highlighting the importance of discerning which examples to imitate and which to avoid when helping others today. Question 4. Why did Job's three companions fail to achieve their objective? See also picture. Answer. Job's three companions failed to achieve their objective because they jumped to wrong conclusions, gave unhelpful and hurtful counsel, and spoke with a condescending and accusatory tone instead of showing genuine empathy. Additional comment. By assuming that Job's suffering was the result of sin, they misrepresented Jehovah and caused further emotional pain, showing that good intentions alone are not enough when giving counsel. Question 5. What resulted from the counsel that Job's companions gave? Answer. The counsel from Job's companions crushed him emotionally, pushed him to defend himself, and caused him to think and speak in an unbalanced way. Additional comment. Because their words did not reflect Jehovah's thinking or show compassion, they ended up helping Satan's purpose instead of helping Job, which warns us today to be careful that our counsel is kind, accurate, and faith-strengthening. Question 6. What could the elders in Israel have learned from the bad example of Job's three companions? Answer. The elders in Israel could have learned to listen carefully, ask questions instead of making assumptions, and avoid speaking harshly when giving counsel. By learning from Job's companions' mistakes, elders could give fair judgments and kind help, making it easier for people to open their hearts and feel supported rather than discouraged. Question 7. Besides the elders in Israel, who could give counsel, and how could they have benefited from the account of Job? Proverbs 27 verse 9. Answer. Besides the elders, any Israelite, young or old, man or woman, could give counsel, and they could learn from Job's account how important it is to give advice that is kind, thoughtful, and truly helpful rather than hurtful. Additional comment. The bad example of Job's three companions showed clearly what happens when counsel lacks love and understanding. This would help all Israelites see that good advice, given at the right time and in the right way, strengthens friendship and brings comfort, just as Proverbs 27 verse 9 says. Question 8. What pitfalls do we need to avoid when giving counsel? See also pictures. Answer. When giving counsel, we need to avoid jumping to conclusions, relying on personal experience instead of God's word, and speaking in a harsh or critical way. Additional comment. Even advice that contains some truth can cause harm if it misrepresents Jehovah or lacks kindness. Good counsel is based on the Bible, is gentle in tone, and helps others feel closer to Jehovah, not discouraged or unloved. Question 9. Explain why Job needed help after his companions stopped talking and how Jehovah provided it. Answer. Job still needed help because the arguments had not comforted or corrected him, and Jehovah provided that help by using Elihu to give balanced and loving counsel. Additional comment. The long discussions only increased tension and left Job's pain unchanged. Elihu waited respectfully because he was young, but after listening carefully he spoke up at the right time, showing that Jehovah can use humble, patient ones to give needed help. Question 10. What did Elihu do before he offered Job counsel? Job 33 verses 6 and 7. Answer. From the book of Job 33 verses 6 and 7, we learn that before offering counsel, Elihu controlled his emotions, spoke gently, and reminded Job that they were equals before God and that he would not frighten or pressure him. Additional comment. Elihu also showed that he had listened carefully by summarizing Job's words. His calm and respectful approach helped create the right atmosphere for giving helpful counsel. Question 11. How did Elihu counsel Job? Job 33 verse 1.
Answer.
According to Job 33 verse 1 we just read, we learn that Elihu counseled Job in a respectful and kind way, speaking to him by name and treating him with dignity. Additional comment. Elihu allowed Job to respond, warned him gently about wrong thinking, and pointed him to Jehovah's wisdom, power, justice, and loyal love. This loving approach helped prepare Job to accept further instruction from Jehovah himself. Question 12. How did Jehovah use prophets to help his people, and how could the Israelites have benefited from Elihu's good example?
Answer.
Jehovah used prophets to guide, correct, and strengthen his people, and the Israelites could benefit from Elihu's example by learning how to give counsel in a loving, respectful, and effective way. Additional comment. The prophets spoke for Jehovah and helped people stay close to him, especially when they went off course. Elihu's example showed that counsel should be given with humility, kindness, and clear focus on Jehovah, helping both men and women know how to help others spiritually. Question 13. How can Christians today encourage fellow worshippers?
Answer.
Christians today can encourage fellow worshippers by using God's word to speak in ways that build up, comfort, and strengthen them. By speaking kindly and consolingly, especially when others are upset or struggling, Christians, and elders in particular, can help calm emotions, promote peace, and strengthen faith within the congregation. Question 14 to 15. Illustrate how an elder can imitate Elihu when giving counsel.
Answer.
An elder can imitate Elihu by listening patiently, trying to understand the cause of the sister's pain, speaking kindly, and using the Bible to strengthen her confidence in God's love. Additional comment. Instead of rushing to give advice, the elder first listens and asks gentle questions. He looks for good things to commend and then uses God's word in a warm and reassuring way, helping the sister feel understood, valued, and encouraged, just as Elihu did with Job. Question 16. How can we continue to benefit from the book of Job?
Answer.
We can continue to benefit from the book of Job by reviewing its lessons, avoiding the bad examples of Job's companions, and imitating Elihu when giving counsel. Regularly reading the book of Job helps us understand suffering better and teaches us how to endure trials and help others in a kind, wise, and loving way. How would you answer? 1. What did you learn from Job's 3 companions regarding what to avoid when giving counsel? Your answer. From Job's 3 companions, I learned that we must avoid making assumptions, speaking harshly, and giving advice that lacks compassion or does not reflect Jehovah's thinking. 2. How did Elihu show wisdom when he offered Job counsel? Your answer. Elihu showed wisdom by listening carefully, controlling his emotions, speaking respectfully, and using kind, well-timed words that focused on Jehovah and helped Job think more clearly. 3. How can we continue to benefit from the book of Job? Your answer. We can continue to benefit from the book of Job by reviewing its lessons, strengthening our faith during trials, and learning how to give loving, Bible-based counsel that truly helps others. Thank you for watching.